everyone, and welcome to It's Been a Week. Last week, I promised everyone that this podcast was going to be funny and lighthearted, and we're going to laugh at situations even if they suck, and I plan to stick to that. I plan to make this podcast a fun, happy escape that people can come listen to and just, get away from everything. I will say that this week, it's a little difficult with everything that's happening in California right now. I consider LA home. I have a ton of friends that live in LA. I have friends that have lost everything. Luckily, all my friends are safe. All their pets are safe. All their kids are safe, which I know at the end of the day, that is what really matters. But the devastation that is happening in LA right now, it felt difficult to come on here and make a podcast and, talk shit and make jokes about things that, when you think about it, don't really matter. So I really went back and forth if I should even do this episode this week, but I think it's important. I think that I have to stick to what I said I was going to do, which is an episode every week. And also, for people that are in California right now, if they need a little escape from their reality, if they need a break, if they want to just not think about the fires and everything going on, this episode is for you. And if you're not in that mind frame right now, and this is the last thing you want to listen to, I will take no offense if you do not listen to this podcast. But I did feel like I should put this out there, put something that can make people hopefully laugh. And, it's hard to put into words everything that's happening in California right now. I don't know. I feel horrible. I wish there was something more I could do, and it just fucking sucks. So if you need to take a break, take your break. And if you want to listen, this is episode 2 of It's Been a Week. What is up, everyone? Welcome to It's Been a Week. I'm your host, Ben McDonald, and this is your weekly dose of whatever the hell just happened. All right, everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of It's Been a Week. I have to say, first of all, thank you to everyone who listened to this podcast. I literally, when I wanted to do this podcast, I was in the initial, what do you want to call it? Branding, brainstorms, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I was doing research. I was trying to figure out, how to even do this. And I met with a few friends who have podcasts that are successful. Shout out to Danielle Robay and a few other people that I just wanted to chat with and pick their brain on having a podcast. And Danielle told me, you have to think of this as a 5-year plan, not a 5-month plan. Like, you have to be willing to, you have to put out the best content you can, and you have to be okay with 10 people listening for maybe the first year. And I was like, okay, I'm down. So going into this, my expectation, I was like, if 15, 20 people listen to this, I'm going to be like, amazing. This is going to be great. At the time of this recording, there have been over 1,000 people that have downloaded and listened to the first episode of It's Been a Week. And that, holy shit. Like, what? There's 1,000 people? It's crazy. I guess I really was not expecting that. So I just want to say thank you. If you're listening to this now, I hope you continue to listen. I hope you're telling other people to listen. And now that you are listening, and we're friends, I have a favor to ask. Whatever device you're listening on, whatever platform you use, whether it's Apple or Spotify or iHeart or YouTube or Amazon or Audible or whatever it is, please click that subscribe button. And if you can, please leave me a review. I would hope for 5 stars, but please leave me a review, because the subscribers and leaving reviews really, really does help this podcast. It really helps it grow. And please do it. Please. So last week, I got a lot of feedback from you guys. I got a lot of positive feedback. People were calling me and texting me. I mean, I don't think anyone would really call and make your podcast fucking sucks, but I guess I'm sure some people did not enjoy it, which is totally fine. The big feedback, everyone fucking loves AJ. Everyone wants more of AJ. So I can assure you, there will be more episodes with AJ. He's not going to be the guest on every single episode, but if you stay tuned to the end of each episode, we are adding in a segment called Been There, Done That with AJ. So at the end of each episode, AJ is going to come on and going to recap the entire episode of what you just heard. And I'm sure he's going to scold me and be like, I can't believe you fucking said that. But, it is what it is. So if you've enjoyed AJ and you want to hear more of AJ, just wait until the end of each episode and you will get Been There, Done That with AJ. I've been struggling this week with people on social media, particularly fucking Facebook. We're going to go back to the California fires. I have to say this. I have to get it out because I can't sit online and be a fucking warrior and go, Facebook fighting with all these people. But for the people that are posting shit like, who cares about the Hollywood people? They have enough money. They're this. They don't like God. The amount of shit that I have fucking seen is absolutely ridiculous. LA is literally burning down to the ground. People are losing everything that they have worked for. Yes, they might have more money than you, but they also may have worked a little fucking harder or been smarter. Some of these people aren't all just Hollywood celebrities and elite people, okay? There are people that are middle to lower class. There are people that have spent their entire life working to try to, have the house they have or have the things they have or busted their ass, and they are losing everything. So when you see people all over Facebook posting to not worry about them and they'll be fine, fuck you. Honestly, fuck off. I saw someone, and what's crazy is some of these people I've been friends with for a long time. I saw a lady made a post, and I've seen other people share this, and it says, LA has 72 different genders, but no working fire hydrants. I think that's the most ridiculous and insensitive thing to post. First of all, I really don't understand what it is with everyone's obsession on the fucking genders. Unless you're questioning your own gender, what the fuck do you care what someone else wants to be? Let people be whatever the fuck they want. Who cares? It doesn't affect you. Whatever people are identifying as a gender in LA has literally nothing to do with you. So let's just put that out there. Second of all, that you're going to wrap that into this devastation that's going on. I literally cannot with these people. The fire hydrant situation, what are we all fucking plumbers? Do we all know how this exact works? I'm not a plumber, but I would assume that with water pressure and fire hydrants, I don't know, maybe they're not designed for every fucking fire hydrant to go off and work at the exact same time. Just a thought. I don't know. Again, I'm not a plumber. I don't know how that shit works, but I just think that these people that are posting this shit, if you don't have anything good to say about it, or if you don't have some way to help it, just shut the fuck up. And 95% of the people, and I'm going to be honest, this is going to hurt some of you, that are posting about this, you're jealous because you could never afford to live in LA, and B, you're too fucking ugly to ever live in LA. And that's the fact. Okay. So why don't you just get back to your little fucking bullshit on Facebook and mind your own fucking business? It's I'm telling you, these people, it's driving me crazy because literally, and I'm sure I'm more fired up because I have, friends there and I've lived there, but these people are literally losing everything. So I guess it's the whole, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all, which I guess would be a little, people probably like, well, you're on this podcast, so shut the fuck up, which might be true, but shut the fuck up. So beyond what everyone is posting about the California fires, the shit that people are posting on Facebook is getting out of hand. And I'm going to give you a few examples. When people go on Facebook and they write something like, in the hospital, but please give us privacy. No, that is out the door. When you post it on fucking Facebook, you have welcomed the world into your problems, and now you need to tell us what the fuck is going on. These cryptic posts where people get on there and they're like, prayer is needed, but please don't ask why. Well, then don't fucking post it. The other day, I was scrolling through Facebook, just minding my own business, and I see this post, and I don't know if this girl listens to the podcast, but if she does, she needs to hear this. She posts, fuck cancer. So I'm like this is, thinking she has cancer, maybe a family member has cancer. I don't know, but this is terrible. Obviously, my dad died of cancer, hate cancer. So I look at her post and there's all these comments, and I mean tons of comments. So I'm clicking through them and I'm trying to see what people are saying, and everyone's sending prayers and thinking of you. And a lot of people are like, what's happening or what's going on? Please share. I mean, we're getting ready over here to start her a fucking Caring Bridge or GoFundMe or something. We start scrolling through the comments. She's asking for different treatments and different options. And I'm like, oh, because she's a young girl. I'm feeling horrible. And as I'm scrolling down looking through the comments, after there's, 100 comments, she reveals that she's looking for treatment and prayers because her bearded dragon has cancer. What? You have made this cryptic Facebook post acting like you or a family member or even a dog or someone has cancer, and we're talking about a lizard? You are not allowed to post reptile medical diagnostics on Facebook. We don't need to hear the diagnosis of your lizard that you got at Petco for $39.99. Look, I love animals. I have a lot of them. I have sympathy for anyone who loses an animal because sometimes it's harder than losing a person. I get it. But a fucking lizard? Fine. If you're upset about the lizard, I get it. But you need to say in your post, fuck cancer. My bearded dragon has been diagnosed and I'm devastated. Something. You need to lead with that. You can't just leave that little tidbit and that little fact out that it's the fucking lizard that we're all sending prayers for to fucking heal the cancer. I mean, come on. So I just think that the shit people are posting on Facebook is getting out of hand, and there needs to be some kind of monitor or someone to just approve Facebook posts. I also was recently kicked out of a Facebook group, so I guess I'm just striking out on Facebook left and right and center here. We have a pet pig named Phil. So when I got Phil, I decided to join some of these Facebook groups because I was like, oh my God, I can learn about other people that have pigs like this, and I can learn all this shit about the fucking pigs. Turns out the group I had joined, I don't think they really use the pigs as pets. These people raise them to eat them, which I was like, okay, circle of life. We all have different opinions. Our house is a pork-free household due to Phil. But these people posted these baby piglets on the fucking grill, cooked. And I just think, is that fucking necessary? Do we really need to post that? I mean, I just feel like, what? I don't think we need to post the actual dead pig on social media. And they wrote on there, put some sucklings on the grill for a delicious meal or some bullshit. So I wrote on there, I posted a picture of Phil on our couch, sprawled out while he was watching Real Housewives. And I just said, I think our pigs live a little different life. And half the comments, people were laughing and half were coming for me. And I just said, well, here's my opinion, people. Eating a pig is like eating a golden retriever because they are so smart. They're so intelligent. Phil is way smarter than any of our dogs. He's fully potty trained. He never has accidents in the house. And if we don't let him out, he goes into our bathroom. And I know some of you aren't going to believe me on this. He truly goes into our bathroom. Our shower door, it's like a glass door that swings either way. He nudges the shower door open and he will go pee over the drain. And I have video proof of this. So I'm like, these animals are so smart. I would not eat them ever again. There's a reason why other religions, I'm pretty sure the Muslims and the Jews don't eat pork. It's also a very dirty meat. So this is my PSA that people should stop eating pork. Okay. And the point of that story is I did get, I was going to leave the Facebook group, but they actually blocked me from it and kicked me out. So it's probably for the best. Okay. On this week's episode, because everyone I feel like has started New Year's resolutions, and I feel like most of you have probably already given them up or fucked them up, I am bringing on my personal trainer, Brandon, because the number one New Year's resolution is fitness, weight loss, eating better, blah, blah, blah bullshit. So our guest this week is my personal trainer, Brandon, and I can't wait for you guys to take a listen. Here you go. Brandon, welcome to It's Been a Week.
Thank you, Ben.
It's been a week, huh?
This has been a week.
I have to say, I'm extremely disappointed that you're not doing this with your shirt off. I was promised a shirtless interview. I think my PR team is going to be reaching out. I was expecting a shirtless interview.
Right. You knew you were not getting a shirtless interview.
Is it because you're intimidated by my body? You can tell me if you want. This is a safe space.
I didn't want to become insecure with, really what I wanted was you to keep your shirt on.
I think
I had to make sure I kept my shirt on.
I think I have an amazing outfit today.
What the fuck are you wearing, by the way?
Well, it's a Gucci headband, and I just thought the shirt would show off my muscles. And normally I'd be drinking a martini, but I know you kick my ass, so I have a protein shake.
That's good.
Tastes like ass, but
I think that was for my benefit, not yours.
well, it's so I don't get in trouble. Okay, so it's a new year. I'm so sick of people saying fucking Happy New Year. But by the time this episode comes out, I'm pretty sure it's that time when everyone's quit their New Year's resolutions, like it's over. I do know that the number one New Year's resolution is to get fit, eat healthy, and start working out.
Oh, sure. I mean, it's the go-to, I guess, is for most people.
I wonder why everyone, though, has to wait until the fucking first of the year. When I started working out, for everyone who doesn't know, Brandon is my personal trainer. And when I started with him, I just called on a fucking random Tuesday and was like, I just started. I think it was like middle of August.
Yeah, you called on a Tuesday, came in on a Wednesday, started on a Friday or something like that. And that's actually the way more effective way to do it when it comes to sustainability. Like even all the way down to like people starting on a Monday, there shows there's high failure rates with that, because the truth is, if you really wanted to do something, you just fucking do it.
Just do it.
Right.
I almost didn't come to work out with you.
Wow. Wait. Whoa. To your consultation?
Yeah.
After your consultation.
I didn't almost come to the consultation because I thought
actually
fucking annoying is a consultation. I'm like, can you train me or can you not?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my friend Sydney told me about you. So I was like, okay, great. So I go on your website.
Yeah.
I think I texted you or emailed or whatever. Yeah. And you're like, we have to have a meeting. I was like, fuck's sakes. Can you just tell me the price and can we just start?
Okay. Do you want the insider spoiler alert? Do you want the whole thing?
Not really, but I think you're going to give it to me.
I'm going to give it to you. So the consultation is as much for me as it is you, because I have to meet you. So what I'm, or anyone else, I'm not going to just commit to training someone for anywhere from 3 months to 3 years to a lot of clients that I've trained for 10 plus years, having never met them.
So I passed the test?
I was about to say,
You have any regrets, Brandon?
I think after having met you, I'm surprised I went with yes, but no, I'm kidding. No, it was great. You did good. Your consultation was good.
I'm trying to remember. I think that I had to fill out this whole fucking form. I was like, this is a lot of work. Like an intake form.
It took 5 minutes, bitch.
I know, but you were asking so many questions. You're like, what has held you back from your success? And I was like, what did I answer? I think I said this town, because everything here is deep fried, chicken fried steak, jumbo fucking biggie gulp size. There's everything in this town is fast food, like, and everything's just shit. So when I was in LA full time, I would go to SoulCycle, I'd go to Rumble, I'd go eat salads, I'd get protein shakes, and then I could go eat whatever the hell I wanted because I was working out for 4 hours a day and it was fine. Now in Texas, everything is, like I just said, the portions here are insanely huge and then everything's served in a styrofoam cup. Training me, what about me drives you nuts?
Let's see. Are we doing like a top 5?
Sure.
Okay. You don't have the greatest attention to time management. You're a little late sometimes. I hate that.
No, you've given me a window and I arrive usually within the window.
It's a bit of a stretch. So.
Okay. So a little late, a little tardy from time to time.
Yeah. I would say that. There was maybe a little pushback initially on some of the nutrition. But I feel like you've settled in on that really well. Which has been reflective in a lot of your aesthetic results so far. That's why you were able to wear that shirt today.
That's why I'm like
so proudly. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd say the big one is you're a phone addict. It's hard to get you to put your. Did you roll your eyes because I'm right, or because you didn't want to hear it? Like,
I'm very busy.
You're usually trying to show me fucking reels or something when I'm trying to show you how to do something properly. Well, that's the first time I've ever seen you speechless, by the way.
I'm not speechless. I'm just preparing for what kind of bullshit I'm going to come back at you with.
Okay.
No, usually it's something funny or we've been chatting, so it's related to our chats.
Sometimes that is true.
Yeah.
Sometimes that is true. Yes.
Okay. So being a little late, being on my phone, and a little bit of pushback. But I will say, this motherfucker is difficult. Like, it's borderline. We have an abusive relationship with each other.
Wait, by this motherfucker, you were referring to me?
Yes, you're the motherfucker.
Okay.
Like, I remember when I first came in, well, not first, but like maybe my 4th or 5th time coming in, and I was like, oh my God, my name's on the board. So I thought this was like gold star. I thought like, oh my God, like I've achieved something, or he's trying to introduce me to the community, or I don't know what the fuck I thought. Turns out when your name is on the board, it is not a good thing.
No, the board is not a good thing.
And at one point, my
The
name
best part was that what you just said, you didn't know it was not a good thing.
I was so excited. I'm like,
Yeah.
look, Ben's on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when your name is on the board, it means you've fucked up enough times that now you get punished. It's actually, if you can see behind me, there's this bike, and it's got like a giant fan on it. Like looks like you're going through the Everglades. And you have to do 50 calories without stopping as fast as you can, which you want to die.
Yeah. That's the point.
And let me tell you what else I have to do. Every day, I have to log my food, put it in this app, and then screenshot it and send it to them. And then every day I have to stretch on this stretch that they have a Facebook group for, and I have to screenshot it and send that I've done it. And the days I have workouts like a spin class or something when I'm not in the gym, I have to screenshot it and send it to him. And if I forget, like one day, my name ends up on the fucking board and I get tortured.
It does. Two things. One, I will take you all the way back to that consultation you were talking about that was so annoying. When I told you all these things up front, I didn't say it was a commitment level, a dedication, some things that other places may not require. But that's also why my clients get the results they get, right?
You didn't tell me there was going to be this much, and I punished.
Just because you heard it a different way doesn't mean I didn't tell you, first of all.
True.
Two, that is all the things that you mentioned, logging your food and all these things that are so bad. It's that phrase I keep trying to get you to get through your head. So this will be number 4 on my list of things that drive me crazy about you, is those things are a privilege, not a punishment. Fitness and health is a privilege, not a punishment. So I want you to, like, grasping that piece of this is like the next little step for you.
The end of our workouts every day, like the final thing we do is always the hardest, and it's such a bitch. So I'm always like, what's our next torture? And I've learned the more I say that, the harder it is. So now I have to start saying, what's our final privilege?
And that's actually exactly what he says.
Like, what's our final privilege? Just so I can get an idea what the fuck I'm going to, what I have the privilege to end.
Yeah. But see, even that, there's a level of Ben smartass to that I know what, what you're really saying is fuck off, basically.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, today I sent you a video. You did. Because I was on the spin bike and it wasn't like the pedal wasn't working. It kept showing up like it wasn't logging. So at the end, it's not going to show my stats, what I've done. So I took a video of myself on the bike and I'm like, look, the shit's not working, but I'm doing this. And then I just ended it with, fuck you.
You did. I think, though, the reason that you probably chose to do that and chose to send that video is because previously when you
didn't believe me.
Yes, and that might be because of maybe taking like an old class that you sent me and like cropping up a photo and then, wait, why are you laughing? Oh, you mean because this is a true story?
Yeah, this one's true.
Sending me a bullshit screenshot of a previous class you did like I wasn't going to catch it, pretending that you had done some cardio that you didn't do.
Yeah, nothing gets by this eagle eye.
Well, maybe not. Maybe something, but not everything.
Not
much
much.
That way. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so if you had to rate my fitness progress, what would you say?
Oh, I like this question. I would say, are we going like 1 to 10? Sure. Okay, taking everything into the equation, I would say 8 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Really good. Just somehow, despite your phone and your tardiness, you do a really good job of, like, when I actually like say, hey, I need you to lock in here, your progression in how you lift weights and all the stuff that probably no one on here cares about, but how you're actually executing the movements has come leaps and bounds improvement. So that is generating a lot of progress. You're already pretty naturally strong. That helps. So yeah, I give you 8 out of 10.
I mean, so I've worked out pretty much like my whole life, mostly like cardio type stuff. I did yoga stuff. And when I came in here, I was like, oh, I know how to lift and da-da. But it really is amazing how much I didn't know how to lift. Like how little tiny movements or little tiny adjustments really is like the difference of like you're actually accomplishing something or you're just swinging a weight back and forth.
That's 100% accurate. And unfortunately, I would say a large portion of people that are even committed to their fitness, where they're off a little bit sometimes and not seeing the progress they want to see, which can lead to quitting or getting off track or whatever it is because they're just not executing the right way. It's just a lack of knowledge, not a lack of effort. I think what you've seen is the execution is so important, and you've done a really good job of implementing those things, paying attention to those things, and you see it pretty quickly. I mean, you adjust pretty quick when I show it to you. So there's a few that are struggles, but everyone has those. That's not a big deal.
I mean, some moves I struggle with, but like I've told you, like, I don't know, I have wide birthing hips.
You have wide birthing hips?
Yeah, someone told me that one time.
Okay. And you punched them dead in their fucking face when they told you that? Or
Well, Brandon, it's hard to punch someone when they're the ones fucking you from behind.
seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, that's a whole different episode. The wide birthing hips sometimes are a struggle for like when those squats when you have to go all the way to the ground and come up. There's some of them are more difficult than others.
Yeah. I'm more concerned about your brain right now, actually.
When we first started, you were like, okay, you need to go get your blood work done and you need to go do this body scan thing. And within the first 2.5, 3 months,
It was right at 10 weeks.
I dropped my body fat like 10%.
Just over you.
The visceral fat, which is the really bad one, went from 60 to 30.
Right.
And I lost 19 pounds of fat and gained
Right.
36 pounds of muscle.
Right. Another misconception, right? Within health and fitness.
Right.
And weight training and nutrition and all that is a lot of times, I would say most of the times, people are chasing one way or the other, down or up, a number on a scale. And while that is a factor,
Which I will say, since I've started, we have not looked at the scale
No.
one single time.
absolutely not. Because that same composition test that you were just telling them about, how much weight did you gain?
Well, a lot.
A lot.
I literally right now am the heaviest
Right.
if I step on a scale right now, I'm the heaviest I've ever been in my entire life, but I look not the thinnest because the thinnest is when I was like anorexic on Ozempic, but I look thin and fit and I don't look fat. I look the best physically I've ever looked, but I'm the heaviest I've ever been on as if you looked on the number.
So it that little 6 months snapshot tells you everything you need to know. While I won't say the scale is no factor, it's just a factor, and a lot of times it can lead you down the wrong path, right?
Mm.
Because if we were just going off of a scale, right, and you came in here and then 3 or 10 weeks later you stepped on a scale and it gained 20 pounds, most people would perceive that as a negative,
Right.
when that's absolutely false, because all you've done is you shifted your body composition. So it's like saying a calorie is a calorie. That's not true either. Well, a pound is not a pound. Yes, they weigh the same, but it's what are those pounds comprised of that's going to determine your actual health, your aesthetics. What does it look like? So let's say, how tall are you?
6'3.5".
You actually had to put the half on that?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay. 6'3.5".
Thank you.
Okay. If let's say you weigh 240 pounds,
Mhm.
okay, and you have 30% body fat. Okay. The person next to you is 6'3.5", of course, and they weigh the exact same and they have 18% body fat. Okay.
Right.
So you both weigh exactly the same, but the composition of your body is completely different, and the aesthetics of your body, what it's going to look like, it's not even you're going to look like two different human beings.
Right.
But if you both stepped on a scale, it says you weigh 240. So what, you're the fucking same? No, that's absolutely false. That's not true.
I think that's important for people. The scale really is not our friend.
Nope.
I mean, it's kind of stupid.
No, a lot of things within this aren't your friend. Food companies are not your friend. Like,
Well, that for sure. Everyone's trying to kill us.
you've got to do your own research and figure out, and from credible sources. That's the other thing. So, I mean, it's like peeling an onion. I mean, it's gotten so big when really we just need to simplify. Like, if people would just get the fuck up and move
Mhm.
and make reasonable food choices most of the time, if you just did that,
You'd be better.
you'd cure the obesity epidemic.
I mean, I hate to say you were right, but you were right
Already.
because
I already knew that.
right. The scale was stupid. B, you can't also even go by like how your clothes fit. Because I will say now, none of my clothes fit. Like they're all too tight, but for a good reason, because now I have so much muscle and I'm being built. Like before I would have been like, oh, I'm gaining weight. My clothes, or you want your clothes hanging loose on you. Where it's like now I'm like, oh, my clothes aren't fitting, but
Right.
that's actually a good reason because
Good
my,
reason.
yeah. So you had me do this like DEX scan. Is it DEX scan?
It's a DEXA scan. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like laid on this machine and it was basically like looked like an MRI machine without the top part on it. And you just lay on this thing
Right.
and it tells you like how much fat is in and muscle is in each arm, each leg, your midsection, how much your bones weigh, which FYI, the lady, she's been doing this for a lot of years. She said I had the heaviest bones she's ever seen ever on the thing.
Wow. She'd been there a week.
I think she owns the company.
It's not
Well, I like to believe she does.
okay.
And she said my bones weigh 10.5 pounds. So I'm like Cartman from South Park. I'm big boned. I might get in trouble for saying this because I'm going to be an asshole.
Oh, boy.
But like for me to take advice from someone, they have to look like you.
Okay. Hey.
I was out at the bar one night and I remember I was telling someone, oh, I'm starting this fitness journey. And this man decided to go into this whole thing and tell me how to eat healthy and how I need to do this. And how this man was the size of a fucking beluga whale.
Rush.
This man had acne all down his face, down his back. He had grease. He was like, as he's mowing down like all this deep fried food at the bar, I was like,
Right.
know what you need to be doing. And I'm like, really? Coming from you. So I know that sounds like, I know it's being an asshole, but like for me personally, like for my trainer, for fitness instructors, not that you have to be fucking perfect, but I need someone that can actually like show like, look, this is what I'm preaching and here's the results you're going to get.
Okay. So I think that's true. I'm just for me personally, I'm not speaking to anyone else and whatever. And
Like I'm not going to take flight lessons from a blind person.
okay, that's a very Ben statement. Yeah, I just believe in walking the walk. Like,
Right.
It would be hard for me. Again, this is just me, right? I couldn't look you in the face and say, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, if I wasn't doing the same shit myself.
Right.
So I live this. I mean, I spend more time in this gym than I do my house. So, and I like it that way. And I'm not saying everyone has to do that either. I'm just saying when I'm practicing it and then I'm giving it to people in doses based on their commitment level. Okay.
Quick answers, whatever comes to mind.
Okay.
Make it quick.
All right.
What's the most rewarding part of your job?
Success, not personally, my clients.
What's the funniest or most embarrassing thing that's ever happened during a training session?
I threw a tire in the road.
What's one fitness myth that drives you crazy?
Less is more.
What is your go-to cheat meal?
Cheeseburger, tater tots, donuts.
If someone only has 15 minutes a day to work out, what should they do?
Full body dumbbell work, high intensity cardio work.
If you had to survive a zombie apocalypse, what fitness skill would I need?
What?
Yeah.
Read the question again. Sorry.
If we had to survive a zombie apocalypse,
Okay.
what's one fitness skill you need?
Plate push.
That was for you. If you could train any celebrity, which I think I know the answer to this, who would it be and why?
Ben. I like that.
I thought it was going to be The Rock.
It's definitely really The Rock.
Okay. If I challenged you to a fitness showdown, what exercise would I crush you in?
Fitness showdown?
Yeah.
I think you'd get me in cycling because,
Yeah.
I mean, that's right in your wheelhouse. You've done it for a long time. I've seen you ride that assault bike. It's pretty impressive, actually.
Okay. What's one piece of fitness advice everyone should ignore?
Trendy fad diets are exactly that. I call it regifting. It's the same shit they've been selling for 70 years that doesn't work. They put different wrapping paper, a different bow on it, and sell it right back to you.
Yeah, I
Just
agree with
stop
that.
all that bullshit.
What's your best tip for staying motivated?
Has to become a lifestyle.
Have you ever fucked any of your clients?
What?
Have you ever fucked any of your clients?
Okay, that's a very loaded question, and you know it. So it's a loaded question because, audience, my love of my life girlfriend was a client of mine at one time. She's now a trainer here part-time. So obviously the answer is yes.
How long have you guys been together?
Maybe after this, not much longer, but a little over 6 years. Yeah.
Okay, I have a few questions that people have written in.
Really?
Yes.
Awesome.
So I put a little thing out on Instagram to see if people were struggling in Facebook. Or if they had any questions for fitness, personal trainer, all that
Okay.
stuff.
Awesome.
So I'm struggling to stay motivated with my workouts. I'll start out strong for a couple of weeks, but then I lose steam and I end up couch binge watching Netflix. What's your advice for sticking to a fitness routine, especially on days when I just don't feel like it?
Oh.
Aaron in Austin.
Okay. Well, thank you, Aaron and Austin. Okay. This is the best advice I can give you. You have to just get out the door, right? So you have to retrain your mind a little bit to just, on those days where you feel like you can't, don't want to, whatever it is, because I would say most people have those days, just think about doing the first 5 minutes of your workout. And if you can get to the gym, just get out the door, get to the gym and do 5 minutes, you will do the rest of your workout. But you got to just think, I only have to do 5 minutes. It's a mind fuck, right? Trick your mind into thinking that way, getting yourself there, and you'll do it every time. You do that enough times, then that habit and that force and that dedication will become a lifestyle, and that's what you need.
The hardest part really is getting to the gym.
100% true.
And especially if you're a little late. But
For you, it's definitely true.
But like, it's true. Once you're here, it's like, okay, fine, just fucking do it. Even whether that's a class or, working with the trainer, like once you're there. But the hardest part really is like whether you're waking up early, getting out the door, getting your shit figured out and getting there.
What Aaron is really saying is what most people battle. And so one, he or she shouldn't feel bad about it for sure. But it is getting there that is the hardest thing, right? It's so mental. It's just mental. And so you have to play mental mind games with yourself until you've done it enough times that it'll feel awkward not to do it, or it'll feel out of your lifestyle not to do it. You have to create a lifestyle. But until you can get to that point, you have to play those mental mind games for sure.
And it could be as simple as just getting up and going for a walk, couldn't it?
100%.
Like if you can't get to a gym or you can't get to a class, just get outside and like walk.
Yes.
Listen to this podcast, actually.
That's definitely weird, right? Okay, so this podcast is what, 30 to 40 minutes?
Well, it depends. This one's,
a little longer.
Yeah.
Okay. It's been so overcomplicated, right? If you don't feel like going to the gym that day, and you just can't make yourself do it or whatever, you just said it. Then get up, walk outside and walk.
Right.
Fucking do something. Because that something will lead to more and more and more and more, because something is progress. So the deeper you get into your journey, that probably has to change a little bit. But again, stop overcomplicating it. Keep it simple. So
do something.
Absolutely.
Tim says, I'm new to working out and honestly going to the gym is intimidating. I feel like everyone is staring at me. I don't know where to start. How can I build confidence in the gym and not feel so self-conscious?
Great. That is an awesome question, especially this time of year, because people battle this all the time.
Right.
Okay? First thing, no one in the gym is fucking looking at you. Okay? I'm not saying never. I'm saying no one is staring at you.
I feel like people look at me in the gym.
You feel like people look at you anywhere. So we're going to take you out of this conversation, right? I believe it was Tim that asked the question, not Ben.
Sorry.
Okay.
Back to Tim.
All right. So one, that's the first thing. Like, almost just get over it a little bit. Like, it's uncomfortable. I get it. But they're there to work. They're there to have their own struggles. They've probably been there at some point as well. All the people you think are looking at you, they've had a first day too, or whatever it is. Take it a step further. I would tell you the best thing you can do, especially in like a public gym setting, is join some classes. Like, get into some classes. Like, what are some classes you've done? We've done Rumble,
Berries, 5, Soul Cycle, obviously. Lots of different spinning.
Okay. Tell them this. How community-based are those classes?
That's the reason. I think I go more for the community than probably the actual workout.
Great. But you're there, and guess what you're getting on
is the workout,
right? So join some classes. Like, I don't know where he's going. It doesn't really matter.
He doesn't say where he lives, but there's got to be something.
Absolutely. Yeah. Classes. You'll get to meet people. It'll also take down some of those insecurities, because you're going to realize they have the same insecurities and struggles that you are. You'll start to make progress. You'll start to feel better. It's a good buffer to feeling comfortable. The other thing is that you can do is maybe after you've done a few classes, or even in conjunction with, or you could even just start with this, is you can always work with a trainer within the gym to get a little comfortable. They're going to know probably other people in the gym. They introduce you, those kind of things. It'll just take that type of stuff down. I get what he's saying. It's definitely, I know when I first walked into a public gym after not having done any physical activity for probably a decade, I know my perception of what it was and what it actually was dramatically different, but definitely intimidating at first. Like,
and I think if someone new, like you just walk into a gym, I'd be like, what the fuck do you like? Okay, let's do a push up. Let's do a curl. So not knowing what to do, I think is part of the insecurity. Now, I understand that personal trainers are more of a luxury because they're obviously a lot more expensive.
That's fair.
So I do think, though, getting into a class, and especially something like Soul Cycle, Berries, Rumble, it's a dark room.
Right.
So like those rooms are dark. Everyone is focused on themselves because they are struggling and they can't do it. Or they struggling to do it. But I think in those situations when you have someone instructing you, but yeah, for me, even now, to walk into a gym by myself and know what to start doing, I'd be like, I don't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah, you see a lot of people too that's why you see people end up like on a treadmill for 30 minutes and then leave.
Because that's all they know.
They went in there with the right intentions.
Right.
Then they have no idea what to do, and it's easy to hop on a treadmill and hit the green button. I wouldn't suggest that. I would say join the classes. I think that's the best place to start.
The classes, and I think those ones like Soul Cycle, for instance, you can sit in the back of the room. You don't have to be on the podium like myself, but you can pick where you want.
Not everyone's a podium person.
Well,
yeah,
they can't all do it. Okay, next one. I keep hearing mixed advice. Some people say cardio is the best for weight loss and others swear by strength training. What's the real deal? If I only have time for one, what should I prioritize? Maya in Dallas.
That's a great question, Maya. Number one, if you only have time for one, you should always do strength training over the cardio. Do you need both? Yes. So, I mean, obviously a good balance of both for sure in a perfect world.
Mm-hmm.
If you're asking me which one is better for weight loss, the perception is that it's cardio. That is not true. It is the weight training. So if you only have one to do as far as time-wise goes, always choose the weight training. You should always prioritize your weight training over your cardio. But do you need effective cardio work, whether that be steady rate cardio like a Stairmaster, elliptical, treadmill? Yes. You could also balance that if you are short on time or don't love cardio. You can always do Ben's favorite, which is more HIIT-based cardio, which is going to be shorter in time, anywhere from 8 to 16 minutes usually is about the suggested time ranges for this. So,
Okay, last thing, and we're going to end this.
oh boy.
The day
Is this like the finisher?
Yeah.
Because that's what you would say to me. Wait. Is this our final privilege?
It is.
Okay, I'm ready.
When this episode comes out on Tuesday is the day Beyonce's making her big announcement. What do we think it's going to be?
First of all, I didn't know Beyonce was making a big...
Didn't you watch her on Christmas?
Oh, you're talking about her Netflix thing? This is like the third time I've had to tell you this, which also tells me I should be a little concerned about how much you're paying attention. But I didn't actually see it.
You didn't watch any of it?
Do you want to listen?
Sorry.
Okay. You know what? I listened to your first episode, and I believe you told AJ, would you just shut the fuck up for a minute?
Yeah, he told me he's
So,
breath.
Maybe you need to shut the fuck up for a minute.
No, you've been talking quite a bit.
I have?
Yeah.
Too much?
No.
Okay.
But a lot.
What were we talking about?
Beyonce.
Okay. I did not actually see it live.
There's going to be an announcement. Now, I don't know if that's going to be a tour for Cowboy Carter. The word on the street is that she's going to have a new album, or the third act is going to be rock and roll, and the font kind of looked rock and roll. So what do we think it's going to be?
Okay.
I'm going for a new album.
Okay. I'm going to say that you're probably going to have a much better feel for this than me, and I feel that it's very odd that you chose this. This is our last question.
Yeah.
Well, I have no idea, and you knew I had no idea. I don't know why you did this to me.
Okay, fine. Well, what would you like to end it on?
Fuck off.
Fuck you. All right, everyone. I'll see you next Tuesday. Thank you for listening to that episode of It's Been a Week, but don't touch that dial because it's not over yet. Get ready for the after show. Been there, done that with AJ. Well, we're going to get AJ's take on whatever the fuck I just said. Welcome to the first episode of the after show. Been there, done that with AJ, because AJ is back by popular demand.
Thank you, everyone, for championing me.
I mean, everyone was like, we need more AJ, want more AJ. I'm like, give it a break. It's episode 1.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are. I'm so happy to be back.
Listen, you cannot be every week's guest. It's just not going to work. But I'm happy to provide you with this after show. Been there, done that with AJ, where we can recap the episode that I just did. So you've just listened to episode 2, and what are your thoughts?
I mean, here's the deal. I thought episode 1 was amazing. I mean, not just because I was on it, but I think it was an incredible episode. It was a great start. I'm so proud of you on how many people came and listened.
Over 1,000.
It's amazing. Episode 2, I'm also really proud of you for. I love that this one gets into some health, some wellness. Seems like it's really important for the beginning of the year. I particularly love when you did your speed round questions and then how you even brought in questions from people that submitted them online. I think that's so smart. You should keep doing that. And I think Brandon did a great job. Like, he shared some really good insights. He also knew how to put you in your place. And
you know me, health, health, health. Here I am with my martini.
oh, yeah. And I have one this time.
See, I'm learning. Your suggestion in the box was approved.
Well, isn't this going to be fun?
Okay, so you like Brandon, you like the banter, you like the fire questions.
Sure did.
Okay, any other feedback?
Yeah, let's get into it. So, Benjamin, when you want to address things that need to be talked about, like things that are important, hence what's happening in Los Angeles, I think that's amazing. I think it's great how you are being supportive of people and being aware of what's happening. And I think it's also good that you're being a voice to combat maybe negative
Fucking idiots.
negative commentary online, things that are pushing the boundaries where it goes beyond the balance that we need in life and just starts to become rude.
Listen,
However, hold on. However, when you then do the thing that we've discussed before, where you get down to their level and you tell them that, they're upset or they're doing this because they wouldn't have enough money to live in LA or they're not good looking enough. Like, this doesn't help.
But it's factual
But I will say,
that they're fucking ugly.
fine. I mean, you can have your opinion. What does matter, because here's the reality. In Los Angeles, like, everyone thinks that it's this, not everyone, but a lot of people think that it's a place just of Hollywood and lights and glamour, which there is that. And like, that's a big part of the entertainment industry. But the reality is there's so many other people there. There's so much diversity. There's people that making movies. There's people that are doctors and nurses. There are people that are working in sanitation. There's everyone doing all kinds of different jobs.
Right.
I think when we start to have conversations that push the light to this thing just being some glamorous place where everyone has everything and looks good and has all this money, and then we start to, talk about it in that context and paint a negative picture around a horrible thing that's happening and people losing a lot, it's not right. And I'm glad that you called that out. That being said, we don't need to go down to their level and do the little digs, because it doesn't help.
Well, what was Michelle Obama's quote? When they go low, we go lower?
No, when they go low, we go high, and you know that.
When they go low, we put them in the fucking ground. Here's what's pissing me off, though, is like, LA, it really is. It's like, it's also, yes, I agree. There's there's the Hollywood, there's the elite, there's all the things, but it's also like the land of dreamers. There's so many people there that are like trying to accomplish a dream, trying to do something, trying to make something of themselves. Was most of these people that are online posting in their small little fucking towns that have never left, don't have the balls to even leave their small town. And so there's these people there working their ass off that have worked their whole life, and maybe they've made it, or maybe they're trying to make it and they're losing everything. And then you have these dumb fucks online and they're posting these conspiracy theories. People, I can't get behind it.
To your point, not being caught up in conspiracy or just creating some narrative that you think is going to help propel whatever story it is that you want, it doesn't help.
Yeah, it's annoying. I've already been deleted on Facebook quite a bit this week, which...
Yeah, and I love that. And about that with the pigs, like, here's a part of that. I think you getting deleted was great because you were going to leave the group anyway.
Yes.
Two things, animal related, because obviously I'm very passionate about animals. We both are. We have so many animals. One is the reptiles.
Big lizard.
Yeah, and the reptile medical diagnosis and all this stuff. Okay, here's the deal. I'm with you. I agree. If you get online and you make this proclamation and you aren't clear on all the details and it gets people riled up around it and you only later share that information in a comment or something, this is not okay.
No, it's fucked up.
Right. You should, if you're going to go out there and talk about something, share the information you want to share to be able to find the support that's directly connected to it, and not whatever it is, bait people. And not that that's what that person did, but it sounds like it is.
Well, kinda.
But this person that has this reptile, that might be their thing. That might be their child. That might be that might be their thing. And if it is, it's totally okay for them to get online and to talk about that, because that's helping them release the emotion that they need to release and to try to find community for support. However,
you have to give those details up.
It's in the approach. In the approach. And to the approach with the pigs. I'm glad that they kicked you out of the group, because I feel like, you were going to leave anyways. And I think to the pig community.
To the pig community.
And to whatever that Facebook group is.
Fuck off.
No. If they want to eat the pigs and celebrate how they're cooking them and whatever that process is and stuff, that's their community, and that's part of life, and people do this stuff, and fine. You just weren't meant to be a part of it. So I think your intention originally getting into it was yay, we have this type of pig. I want to be a part of this community. Well, guess what? It wasn't the right place.
Clearly.
And you could have just left Of course, before you did, you had to make some comments and talk about how you can't believe they're eating it because it's like a golden retriever and all this stuff.
It is.
So
I stand by that.
let people be who they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
So also, I would love to talk about your phone addiction.
How many fucking notes do you have?
I made a couple notes.
We're going to have to edit this down.
Okay, I made a couple notes. Your phone addiction
Uh-huh.
that Brandon brought up.
Yeah.
It's a perfect time for me to finally address something that's been on my heart.
Oh, for the love of fuck.
You're at the gym training,
Mhm.
and I'm like watching you send me a text or share a meme. Like you're in the middle of your workout and
Yeah,
you're
but I have-
sending a meme.
But it's not like you have breaks in between sets.
Okay, well, to call your ass out a little bit, are you not the person who also, a couple weeks ago when I went with you to Coast Cycle in Dallas, bitched and moaned about how someone was on their phone during the class? And I've heard you do this before in Soul Cycle. Can't believe people are on their phone during
Yes.
class. What makes it right for you to be on your phone during your training?
This is a private gym, private session. It's just Brandon and I. This
Okay.
is not a class. Soul Cycle, Coast, Rumble, any kind of a group setting, when you are in a dark room and someone has a bright flashing light when you're in a dark room and there's an instructor telling you what to do, I think it is completely inappropriate. There's no excuse to be on your phone. For me, at the gym, private session with Brandon, it's like in between reps. It's like whatever.
However, maybe Brandon doesn't like you being on your phone if you listen back to the podcast, so maybe you should stop being on your phone.
Well, maybe I'm the one fucking paying Brandon so he can shut the fuck up.
Okay. But Brandon's trying to help you transform your life, so you should go with
Yeah. Okay, next in your notes.
my last part. I did love at the one point where you said you set it up with like, I'm gonna sound like an asshole here, and whatever it was that you were about to talk about, you were like kind of setting it up, being like, what I'm about to say is probably gonna make me sound like an asshole. I feel like that disclaimer may need to be at the front of all the episodes.
Listen, I'm not an asshole. I'm honest.
I agree. You're not.
I'm very honest, and I know that hurts some people's feelings, but the reality is most of the time it's true.
And to the one point you made about the birthing hips, I just want everyone to be aware. This is the first time I'm ever talking about birthing hips. And so you can draw a connection in that. And Ben and I can have an offline conversation after this around where he heard that sentiment before, because it's not from me. And there we go. Been there, done that.
First episode of Been There, Done That, the after show. Thank you guys for listening. And now I will see you next Tuesday. What is up, everyone? I have a question for you. Have you ever done something so wild, so hilarious, or so ridiculous that your friends are still talking about it? Do you have a story that happened to you this week that are going to be jaws on the floor? Well, here's your chance to tell it on It's Been a Week. Head over to itsbeenaweek.com, scroll down to the bottom, and let me know why you should be the next guest. Bring me the drama, the chaos, and the laughs. I want it all. No story is too crazy, no perspective too bold, and nothing is off limits. So, let's pour a martini, spill the tea, and make a conversation to remember. Submit now, and I cannot wait to talk to you soon.